On today's episode of Anime Afterthought ReZero, Season 2, Episode 25, Under the Moon, A Crazy Step. Well, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Season 2 finale of ReZero. And I have to say, my god, what a journey it has been. I completely understand and now agree with the sentiment that Season 1 is merely but a prologue, especially compared to Season 2. This season was absolutely stuffed to the gills, so much so that not only is every episode extended to almost 30 minutes, but a majority of them actually cut the opening and endings. And it absolutely makes sense with what they're trying to deliver. Ever since the introduction of the Sanctuary, we have been hit non-stop with a barrage of new characters as well as development for old ones. Hell, they were even introducing characters up to the very last couple episodes. The original 7 Witches of Sin, including Pandora, the Warlock of Melancholy Hector, not to mention the villagers residing in the Sanctuary themselves. A majority sporting a deep and complex story we've barely begun to scratch the surface of, especially in regards to the witches themselves. We've gained new allies and defeated old foes. Where the hell would we be without Otto and Garfield? And finally, the Bow Hunter was put to rest. Not to mention, this is a huge step in the right direction for our main cast of characters. Beatrice is no longer a prisoner to a 400-year-old promise. And thanks to Ram, neither is Roswell. Well, I highly doubt he's given up on his sensei that quick. Undergoing the trials of the Sanctuary, Emilia is much more confident. And last but not least, our main man, our tracksuit hero Subaru. Yes, thanks to the Witches of Sin, it seems he's no longer relying on his one and only power at the time, returned by death. This season, the world has grown exponentially, but so have our characters. But they still have one final threat to deal with, aka one of the great mob beasts, known as the Great Rabbit. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. About to say, they have a pretty big fucking threat right in front of them that they have to deal with. God, Beatrice is so cute. The chattering teeth of the rabbit are quite horrifying. Oh, god damn. Yeah, but don't they always multiply? Like, that's the point of the Great Rabbit, it's forever multiplying. Like, that was the purpose that Daphne made these great mob beasts, right? Was to feed the masses, yet she lives that by that philosophy of eat or be eaten. So they're kind of skewed. Yeah, they're gonna have to finish them off in one fell swoop. Otherwise, they'll just keep fucking multiplying. Oh, shitty fuck. Oh, because of Shamak, they don't realize that they're eating each other? Wait, what? Did it teleport them away? I thought Shamak... Oh, she sent them to an isolated space. Cause yeah, I thought Shamak was just to throw off their senses and shit. Oh, she back? Oh my god, that was so fucking precious. Yo, and I have to admit, she's a fucking beast. Okay, here we go. So I heard, or at least I was informed, the reason that we're not seeing her eyes, her face, was that Tepe, the author, views the original Kidna and the one we see in the Sanctuary as two different individuals. That's a Subaru answer. Aww. Oh god, I'm so impressed with the character development over Season 2. Okay, let's see if my theory from last week was true. Yes. Okay, he's been soul hopping, because if you go back in last week's episode, that's what he went in to look in the Forbidden Library. So we are dealing with the same Roswell over and over again, but what happens to the souls of the current descendant? Yeah, like I said, I kind of feel bad for the descendants. What's going on with their souls? Yeah, she looks much older in that. Slightly different, yeah. So I guess that's his way to show that he views them as two separate individuals, like the same, different sides of the same coin, right? They're both Echidna, but one was, you know, pre-death, one's what we see now. At least that's how I'm understanding what you guys are telling me. Oh, she's blushing. Are they about to talk about the kiss? Oh, about to say, you did drop a pretty big bomb on her before leaving. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? What? She's joking, right? No. Does she think you can get pregnant from a kiss? Is that what's going on? I fucking knew it. Oh my god. You had me going there for a second. Oh my god, Puck told her that so she wouldn't kiss anybody. Wait, where's Rem? Ram still hasn't seen her, has she? Oh, there she is. Oh my god. He has a good point, you know. However tenuous the relationship may be, the dude is the most powerful human magician there is. I wonder if they're gonna make some kind of pact or contract, because you know how those play super heavy in this series. What the fuck is that? Oh, an oath sealed with the curse? God, I fucking love this series. Jesus Christ, talk about a fucking oath, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, somebody here, but he could still do some fucked up shit somewhere else. But if he'll just realize if he sides with Subaru, because he already knows he has Return by Death as a trump. I don't want him to use it, but is his trump, that in the end, everyone would most likely get their desired outcome. Oh, Petra. Oh shit, he hasn't said I'm sorry? That is the most important thing. I mean, she has a good point. You haven't said you're sorry. Conferment of knighthood? Is Subaru officially becoming knight? Anna Rose, Miliode. Oh, another fucking cutie. True, he has picked, let's just say, tough path. The witch's disciple thing, he was referring to himself, I believe. What the fuck would you do if she chopped off his head? This series has made me twisted. I have literally walked through the flames of hell and back on more than one occasion. I am more than ready to do this. Oh shit. Why do I get the feeling that this is gonna be the start to our next little loop, the next little adventure? For once I want it to end good, but why do I have the feeling that something bad's gonna fucking happen? Aww. Even though she's become, you know, definitely a more confident person, and I love her character progression, it's still those kind of moments between those two that I love. Oh, after absolutely everything we've been through in season 2. Well, season 1 too, honestly, like, it feels so good that we get this emotionally charged payoff. I fucking love it. Like, it, oh god. Just please end on a good note. Please. Oh, thank God it did. What a way to end this season. My God, after everything we've witnessed, after everything our characters have been through, we needed this joy, this little bit of elation in our lives, like, because the series is so intense and dark. Even I was tricked into thinking like, no, this little bit of respite we have, this little bit of warmth we're enjoying can only allude to something more dangerous around the corner. I'm like, no, something's gonna fucking happen. I mean, we've got 4 minutes left. No, we ended it with a nice little dance party and then a series of montages at the very fucking end. That's what we fucking needed. And honestly, it was so well deserved. Everything this season put our characters through literal hell. Like, my God. So to see it end on that, fucking perfect. So let's talk about things we actually learn in today's episode though. Beatrice is a fucking monster. She is OP as fuck. After a 400-year hiatus from the battlefield, she takes on the Great Rabbit. And she's like, seems like a good handicap for them. Like, you know how badass that is? Like, she is the legit fucking boss. Now, while I don't understand the mechanisms behind it, it looks like Subaru, whether it's due to direct touch or possibly the contract he now has with Beatrice, can actually use some of her magic. We saw him use the Emilia spell, right? Those purple shards. That was pretty fucking clutch. But to see the combo between him creating that little, makeshift fence, Emilia using her ice magic, basically lift it off the ground, separate it, so the Great Rabbit is basically all contained in one area. And then we have Beatrice coming in with a 1-2 combo. First of all, she uses the Shamrock, right? Which at first, I'm like, wait, why is this disappearing? I thought Shamrock was, to fuck with people's perception, like their senses and shit. Turns out she, at the same time of using Shamrock, where the Great Rabbit started to attack each other, she decides to send this large chunk of land into another fucking dimension. Like, holy shit. Now that does bring up an interesting point. is the shamok still going on in this other realm? Therefore, will it keep eating itself until it's down to 1 and then multiply and then eat itself? Is it this perpetual type eating? Or is it even still alive? Like, is there a possibility of it coming back? Like, is this the defeat of the Great Rabbit? Is that what just occurred? I'm not 100% sure, but because the gears are turning in my head, right? Also, I find it absolutely serendipitous that literally Subaru told Daphne that he was going to defeat the Great Maw Beasts, right? I already off the white whale. Up next is the Great Rabbit, and eventually he'll probably kill the snake too. Let's just fucking get that out of the way. A Witch of Sin is now over too. I bet she's just fucking livid. Speaking of Witches of Sin, all right, the sanctuary, this barrier supposedly keeping, you know, the graveyard alive, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but everything there was based off the sanctuary's barrier, correct? The graveyard housing, you know, the Witches of Sin, I guess, souls? So now that the sanctuary is gone, the barrier is down, what happened to the Witches of Sin? Did the barrier have no play in what was going on in the graveyard? Did the souls just disperse? I mean, you can't introduce characters like that, of course, in a non-corporeal form, but still pretty fucking impressive, complex and dynamic characters, and just, you know, hey, sanctuary's free, so let's fucking kill them off. Or I guess a more apropos term would be put them to rest. Speaking of the sanctuary and its barrier though, the main reason why it was put there in the first place was Echidna. So upon returning to her grave, we finally are given a glimpse of past Echidna, pre whatever happened that Taipei uses, you know, to view her as a different entity, a different person. From what you guys are telling me, he actually, like, hey, while they are both Echidna, they are different, and deciding to use it physically to see it is kind of off-putting, but at the same time, this is a different Echidna, alluding to something has changed. You know, was it this warlock of melancholy that put her through what looks like hell, that she literally had to create a barrier to keep him out? Was it the interactions between her and Satella, the Witch of Envy? Well, yes, it may be confusing. I do like using character design, you know, the differences to show that while still similar, this is a different Echidna. But who isn't different, like I said last week, I had a theory of Roswaal. We saw him enter the Forbidden Library right after everything went down, and he started researching a certain subject. And as soon as he said the word soul, I go, something is amiss. You're telling me every single descendant of the Mathers line is somehow not only deciding to look exactly like Hector, but also taking up this grand machination to bring back a Witch of Sin? I instantly thought of this has to be some kind of reincarnation, some kind of soul hopping. And lo and behold, he comes out right and says it. But what's funny is Beatrice didn't even, you know, fucking realize it. You think after 400 years of seeing, you know, Roswaal after Roswaal, still have the same mannerisms, and you would think something is amiss, something is up, something's funny. Nope, she was just as shocked as I was absolutely elated by the fact that I was fucking right. And I absolutely love the fact that while she is happy to learn that this is the original Roswaal that she grew up with all those years ago, she still was pretty, you know, quick to lay down that reprimand that he requested. A nice shoe to the face. And this would, you know, be the first of many beatings, right? So the truth has come out. He has put this group through hell. One individual more than others, obviously. I mean, they've been through shit, but they can't remember it, so did it really happen? I'll let you be the judge. But yeah, him being the mastermind behind the sanctuary, as well as all the shit going on in the mansion, finally has come to light, and they decide to just do a fucking jump-in type, initiation type shit, and just start beating the fuck out of him. Petra's whipping him with a towel, Otto's getting in some punches. We see, you know, Garfield, the fucking man beast, just step up and clock his ass. Like, this is merely letting out their frustrations. The group still really doesn't trust them. I mean, some do, some don't. Obviously, Subaru knows that he has won, right? Frederica is indebted to him over this past 10 years as he has helped her work towards her goal. Ram is obviously smitten, so we know whose side she is on. The rest need a little bit more convincing, and what is more convincing than an oath signed with a fucking curse? My God, does this series have nothing it's gonna fucking touch on? Like, I thought it was gonna be a contract or a pact because those have been heavy, but this is an oath signed with the curse. And if he fucks anyone in this group over, not only will his soul be forever tainted, but his flesh will be burnt to the flames of fucking hell. Even Subaru was surprised by this, like, dude, don't you think that's a little fucking overboard? He goes, no, I mean, I would have done the same to you if you actually would have lost. Scary. Honestly, seeing them kind of like progress past this little bit, like I was kind of apprehensive. I mean, I'm Garfield, right? Like, discovering that you literally fucked everyone over, like, ugh, why is everyone so quick to forgive? But then you have to end it with Emilia, and I'm like, okay, she just made super lighthearted of the entire fucking situation. How can I go against everyone now? She's like, everyone, you're forgetting the major thing. Like, there's one thing he hasn't done. I mean, he's acknowledged it. I mean, he's given proof he won't do it again, but he hasn't said his sorries. Like, okay, if you're gonna be that innocent when it comes to redeeming him, like, oh my God, how can I fucking argue with that? Plus, I love all the meantime, Beatrice is just sitting in Subaru's lap, like, oh my God. I mean, is there no end to the fucking cuteness of this series? And then you introduce another little fucking lolly chibi girl that just so happens to be a relative of Mather's, Anna Rose Miliode. I don't know how to fucking pronounce that. A branch family who decides to offer their residence for a very special ceremony. A knighting ceremony. Subaru, after proclaiming his knighthood all the way back in season 1 before the white whale, is officially knighted. And this is where we end out on that joyous ceremony celebration. Everyone is dancing, everyone is having a good time. Otto, I can't tell if he is drunk or just a lightweight, but seeing Garfield trying to sneak his glass, having, Beatrice dance with Petra, Ram and Rem are actually, together. Like, it's just such a good fucking ending to what was such an intense, dark, emotional roller coaster of a fucking season. And that break between, cores didn't fucking help. What else to say about this episode? The thing that really got me the most was Emilia revealing that she's pregnant with Subaru's child. Oh, Puck, you are such an asshole. Like, oh, Emilia, don't kiss boys because that's how girls get pregnant. Like, seriously? Oh, shit, you had me there. You fucking had me there. I was like, okay, this is a world of fantasy. Something fucking could happen. You know what? It's one of those tropes, right? The innocent, naive girl thinks that kissing is the way to get pregnant. You had me for a split second, but you couldn't fool me 100%. Anyways, what do I think about season 2? It's absolutely fucking amazing. This series is one of the best series, and I don't know why isn't it more popular. Like, fucking everyone should be watching this series. Yes, it's dark, and it is at some times twisted, and it's so dense that you have to watch it multiple times. Like, I'm probably still missing shit back from season 1 that I just forgot or don't understand or won't make sense until later on. Like, this series is unbelievable. It's the highest quality. It's well written. I'm enjoying every fucking second of it. And unfortunately, no season 3 announcement at the end of season 2. Fingers crossed that there's more around the corner. So with all that being said, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.